Welcome. In this e-learning module, I shall demonstrate and make you understand how to create section views of the press tool assembly in CATIA V5. Make sure the view on which we have to create a section profile is active. Observe, the red colored view border indicates the view is active. Click on Insert, Views, Sections, Offset Section View. Let's sketch the profile of the offset section. Draw a horizontal line snapping to the center of the guide pillar. Draw another horizontal line snapping to the center of the blanking punch. Draw another horizontal line snapping to the center of the strip or shoulder bolts. Draw another horizontal line snapping to the center of the guide pillar. Observe, we don't need to draw the vertical lines. The vertical lines get defined by themselves, depending on the start and end point of the horizontal lines. To end the profile, double-click the end point of the horizontal line. Move the cursor either to the top side of the section profile to create the section view. Click a point to position the section view. Double-click and delete the view scale mentioned under the view name. Generally, the hidden lines are not displayed in the section view. Let's hide them. Right-click on the view border and select Properties. Uncheck the hidden lines. Click on Apply and then OK. Observe all the hidden lines are removed from display. Observe the position of the section profile is on the parts. Let's edit and correct the section profile. Double-click to edit the section profile. Drag the vertical lines and position them so that they are in between the parts. Click on the End Profile Addition. Observe the position of the section profile is not on the parts. As you can see, all the parts are hatched, indicating the section cut. Also, observe the standard parts like the screw and shoulder bolts are also cut. It's a standard practice not to cut the standard parts in section views. Right-click on the view border and select Overload Properties. Pick the screw. Click on Edit. Uncheck the Cut in Section Views. And then click OK. Click on Apply and then OK. Observe the screw is not cut. Let's repeat the procedure to a few other parts. Right-click on the view border and select Overload Properties. Pick the pillar, locator pin, blanking punch, shoulder bolt, spring, and the second pillar. Hold the Shift button on your keyboard and select all the parts. Click on Edit. Uncheck the Cut in Section Views. And then click OK. Observe all the selected parts are not cut in the section view. Let's edit the hatching of the parts. Double-click on the hatch of the die shoe. Enter 45 degrees as the hatch angle. Enter 2 as the hatch pitch. Double-click on the hatch of the die backplate. Enter 135 degrees as the hatch angle. Enter 2 as the hatch pitch. Use 45 degree and 135 degree hatch angles to differentiate between the plates sitting on each other. Set the hatch pitch appropriately so that it is visible. Let's update the hatching of all the parts in the section view. Observe the lines of the fillet in the die opening areas. Let's not display the fillet lines. Right-click on the view border and select Properties. Uncheck the fillets. Click on Apply and then OK. Observe the fillet lines got disappeared. Now let's display the axis for the circular parts. Right-click on the view border and select Properties. Pick the axis. Click on Apply and then OK. Observe the axis lines got displayed. Observe the thread portion is not displayed. Let's display the threaded portion. Right-click on the view border and select Properties. Pick the thread. Click on Apply and then OK. Observe the thread lines that appeared. With this, we have completed the section view AA. Let's create one more section view. Make sure the view on which we have to create a section profile is active. Observe, the red-colored view border indicates the view is active. Click on Insert, Views, Sections, Offset Section View. Let's sketch the profile of the offset section. Draw a vertical line snapping to the center of the strip pusher. Draw another vertical line snapping to the center of the stroke end block. Observe, we don't need to draw the horizontal lines. The horizontal lines get defined by themselves, depending on the start and end point of the vertical lines. To end the profile, double-click the end point of the vertical line. Move the cursor to the right side of the section profile to create the section view. Click a point to position the section view. Double-click and delete the view scale mentioned under the view name. Right-click on the view border and select Properties. Uncheck the hidden lines. Check the axis. Check the thread. Uncheck the fillets. Click on Apply and then OK. Though the orientation of the view is technically perfect, I generally prefer to orient the view upright. Right-click on the view border and select Properties. Enter the angle as 90 degrees. Observe the view is rotated by 90 degrees. Observe, we cannot move the view in the vertical direction. The projection and section view's position depends on the reference view. Right-click on the view border and select View Positioning, and then choose Position independently of reference view. Move the view next to the section view AA. Let's add an additional note to the view name. Double-click the view name and enter Rotated 90 degrees. To go to the next line in the text editor, hold the Control button, and hit the Enter key without releasing the Control button. Center justify the view name. Let's remove the hatching from the standard parts. Right-click on the view border and select Overload Properties. Pick the stroke end block screw and all the standard parts of the strip pusher. The shoulder bolt, the washer, the spring, and another washer. Hold the Shift button on your keyboard and select all the parts. Click on Edit. Uncheck the Cut and Section Views. And then click OK. Click on Apply and then OK. Observe the hatch has been removed from all the standard parts. Now all the views are looking OK. Observe the arrows of section views are looking very small. Let's increase the arrow size of section AA. Right-click on the arrow and pick Properties. Change the arrow length to 25 mm. Observe the arrow length got increased. Generally, we don't change the arrowhead opening. The arrowhead opening should always be 15 degrees. Change the arrowhead length to 10 mm. Observe the size of the arrowhead got increased. Let's change the length of the thick line above the arrowhead. Update the length to 10 mm. Observe the length of the thick line above the arrowhead got increased. Move the section label text next to the arrow. Repeat the procedure and update the arrow size of the other section BB. Right-click on the arrow and pick Properties. Change the arrow length to 25 mm. Change the arrowhead length to 10 mm. Change the length of the thick line above the arrowhead to 10 mm. Move the section label text next to the arrow. Now let's position the section view BB with reference to section AA. Right-click on the view border, View Positioning, Align View using Elements. Pick a reference element on section BB, and then pick a corresponding reference element on section AA. Observe the section view BB got aligned with section view AA. Set the view display to fit all in. Save the drawing. With this, we have successfully learned how to create a section views of the press tool assembly in CONTIA V5. That's all in this e-learning module. Thanks.